Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Talks to Go, or I don't know, do I dare say the final episode of
Yeah, we
Talks
could.
to Go?
Well, we'll say the final episode, at least for the foreseeable future, and we'll
Yes.
get into that a little bit as to why.
Yeah, so obviously, we can address the elephant in the room. It's been a very long time, sort of. We dropped a special guest episode a few weeks ago, and it's been a while because a lot of things have been going on behind the scenes, and sorry there haven't been many updates on social. Life has just been kind of insane, personally on both ends for
Yep,
both of us.
For both of us.
So we, without warning, not like anyone needed a warning, we decided to take a step back from the podcast. And obviously, before things were going on personally, we still had an interview we had yet to drop. So if you haven't already, make sure to go listen to it. It's with the co-owner of the Savannah Bananas, Emily Cole, and her dad, Richard McDonald. It was a great episode. They were so lovely. It's on YouTube and wherever you listen to your podcast. So be sure to do that before anything else. So thank you so much to Emily and Richard. And yeah, how do we want to?
Well, this is episode 106,
Yeah.
and it is bittersweet.
Yeah. It's not a goodbye.
No, we'll
It's a see you
say
later.
so long or see you later.
See you later. Yeah.
So let's get right to it. The primary reason
Yeah.
why this is the last episode, the last dance,
One of the big elephants.
the finale, is because would you like me to announce it or would you want to announce it?
Oh, are we going with my announcement?
Yeah, we're gonna go with you first.
Okay, so yeah. The big announcement is I'm employed.
Fully employed
Fully
with a
employed.
full-time job.
With a full-time job.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it still feels, okay, so let me start with who it's with. It's with the Women's Tennis Association.
Da-da-da-da-da.
That's baseball.
That's okay. It could be tennis too.
Yeah, it's with
Okay.
the Women's Tennis Association, and I will be one of their social media coordinators, and I'm starting up in mid-January, and no moving needed. I will be working right remotely from home. Yeah, it still feels very surreal. It feels fake. It's not, obviously, but
It's real.
It's very much real, and I made a post.
The contract is signed.
Sealed and delivered.
Yep.
Yes. I posted about it on my LinkedIn, and I still go back to that post because I'm still getting notifications and responses on the post, and I'm like, wait, this is my life. What? It's wild. And I was going back through my Instagram the other day. I have like a little tennis highlight on my Instagram, and I was looking back, and we go to the US Open a lot. Like, we've gone consecutively now, I'd say for about like 6 years every summer to the
As a
US
family.
Open as
Yeah.
a family. And, probably starting after COVID. So like maybe 2021 or whatever. And to be going as a fan, and then now knowing like I'm working on the women's tennis tour, like it's
Great.
It's wild. Yeah, so a lot of this stemmed from me working at the US Open this summer, and there's so many people behind the scenes, I can't list them all, who have been so supportive and helpful throughout this entire process, and I'm extremely grateful, and I'm very excited. I'm very anxious, nervous, excited, all the feelings to be starting. This is like my first big girl job. Don't get me wrong, I've worked a bunch of different jobs out of college, but this is my first full-time regular.
And would it be fair to say it's your dream job?
It is,
Yeah.
which
How
again,
many people
Yeah.
land their dream job as their first full-time job? Not
not many, which is
They
why
think
I'm
they think they have.
well, and it's obviously my dream job, and I don't want to put like so much expectation on it, but like, of course, I'm so excited, and like I'm working in the sport that one of the sports that was on my like manifestation list to work for, And obviously we talk about tennis a lot, and it's become like one of my favorite sports. So yeah, it's pretty crazy and wild, and I'm super, super grateful and excited for the opportunity to work on the tour. And
I will say
yeah,
this,
wild, wild.
it for many of the episodes we did, especially with the celebrities we had during the cross examination segment, on more than one occasion, I was asked, "What am I most proud of about you?" And I will say this: of course, I'm extremely proud that you've landed this job, particularly because you did it all on your own. You
Yeah.
did it all on your own.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Well, I had a lot of help.
you had help,
I had a lot of help and a lot of support.
But
Yeah.
for the most part, you did this on your own, right?
Yeah.
So of course, I'm extremely proud for you having to accomplish that.
Thanks.
But what I think I'm equally proud of, maybe even more proud of, is that the resilience you demonstrated over the last few years when you were, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, you can see I've got my fingers close together. You were that close to landing some other opportunities.
Yeah.
They didn't come through.
Yeah.
And you could have easily thrown in the towel, said, I'm not doing this anymore. Nothing's ever going to happen good for me. But you didn't.
Yeah.
You hit the canvas, you got back up off the canvas, and demonstrated, as I said, in a tremendous amount of resilience, stick-to-itiveness, as my mother would have liked to say. And for that, I'm abundantly proud.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people would have just folded,
Well,
and you didn't.
There were many times, and obviously, because you and Mom have been through this entire process with me from the moment I graduated in 2021 to now. It's been quite the journey. There were many times where, I was, like you said, very, very close to landing certain roles, and I would have interviews, and obviously they didn't go my way. And at the beginning of my job search, I took everything very personally, and it's hard not to.
Of course.
And it's not like later in the down the road, like I didn't not take things personally. I just think, it's hard to say, but like after 4 years of looking for a job, which is just like wild, you sort of become numb to the no's, and you're like, okay, it's another day, another no. Like, it feels normal.
And at a certain point, let's face it, it's never going to work out. I mean,
Yeah.
And it's human nature to feel that way.
Yeah.
But you kept on pushing,
Yeah.
and you pushed through to the point where now you have landed this. I'm going to call it the dream job.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's pretty crazy because I don't about a year and a half ago, I applied for this exact same job and it didn't work out. And I thought, a year and a half ago, I was ready for the job. And, I like to say everything happens for a reason. So, maybe at that point in my life, I wasn't ready to be in this job, or the universe wasn't ready for me, or the tennis world wasn't ready for me. And then I feel like, working at the US Open, it really was like a truly good stepping stone. And because it was a short period of time, a 3-week period, I was able to get like the small taste of what it would be like. And it probably did mentally prepare me for what I'm going to be experiencing and what I'm about to go through. So, although, yes, would I have loved to have been in this job a year and a half ago? Sure. But maybe it was for the right reason. And I think it was. And we like to say everything happens for a reason, and it was meant to happen. And it was the best Hanukkah gift I could have ever asked for.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it was one of the best ways to end the year, and we'll wait and see what 2026 has to bring me, And yeah, I just can't believe like I'm starting off a new
Yeah,
year
it's
with
gonna
a
be
new
great.
job. It's wild.
You know, the irony is we're dropping this episode on the third anniversary of the start of Talks to Go. Hard to believe 3 years have gone by that we've been doing this. And I just took a count. Over the last 3 years, we had more than 35 guests, combination of both dads and daughters and women who sadly lost their dads. They were part of our Remembering Dad series. And, you know, we've got a lot of people to thank. We're not
We can't list
we're
them
not
all
going to go
off.
through all 35, but
No.
you know, first of all, I'd like to thank Ian Eagle and his daughter Erin. They were our very first
And I feel
people.
like Ed and Issa too. Ed Cashy.
Ed
Yeah.
Cashy and Isa Cashy as well.
Yeah.
You know, we were brand new to this. We had never done it before. They took, all of our guests took a tremendous leap of faith because, as I would say, you know, often
You
in
like
the scheme
to
of
say
things,
this.
no, but it's true. In the scheme of things, we're not celebrities.
Yeah.
We're not known personalities,
Yep.
and these people took a chance, and we're going to be forever grateful. If this comes back and we do it more, you know, that'll be great too. But if this is the end, then so be it. We had a tremendous run. You know, we had, as part of our Remembering Dad series, some very interesting guests. By the way, before I get there, we had one repeat guest, and that was Brooke Eby and her dad, Cliff, who I'd like to think have become good friends. In fact, about a year ago, we went down to D.C. to participate
talked
in
about
the
it on
Walk
the
to Defeat
podcast.
ALS because Brooke has now been battling the disease for quite a few years. She continues to be a valiant warrior. As I said, they were our only repeat guests, and
the
we
whole,
can only
the whole community was like super
Yeah.
supportive, and obviously they're supportive of Brooke. So anything Brooke does, like it just
We're all in.
spreads out to everyone
we're all
else
in.
around her.
And we're crossing everything that a cure can be found. So people like Brooke and others who are battling this insidious disease will prevail.
Yep.
Because they
100%.
need to.
Yeah.
We need people like Brooke Eby and her dad, Cliff.
Yep.
Their entire family.
100%.
Sadly, one of our guests who was part of the Remembering Dad series was Della Larson, who also was a ALS warrior and sadly lost her battle a few months after we interviewed her. Likewise, Rick Wolf, we had on a couple of years ago. Rick was the host of a show on WFAN in New York called The Sports Edge. About 2 months after we interviewed Rick and his two daughters, he lost his battle to brain cancer. But let's turn this more on an upbeat note.
Okay.
We had some incredible guests.
Yep.
You know, like I said, more than 35, and we're grateful for each and every one of them because they stimulated us,
Yep.
right?
They gave us their time
Yeah.
and energy, and you know, we'll forever be grateful for
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
So, should we address the other elephant in the room?
Sure.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah. The other reason why this is the last episode, and one of the reasons why we've been somewhat absentia,
Yeah.
is that a few months ago, I was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. And while that sounds ominous, and it is on its face value, first of all, I'm feeling great.
I like this fit today.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what would have topped it off if we had your brown cap?
The brown cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And for those of you watching us on
Monochromatic
YouTube, the reason why I'm wearing the cap is as a result of the first round of chemo that I underwent starting a few months ago. I lost my hair, and it's okay.
As you do.
You know, it's going to come back.
Yep.
It will
just hair.
It will come back.
Yep.
I want to take this opportunity to thank, first of all, you and Mom, an incredibly strong support group as a family. All of my friends have been wonderful and extremely supportive. And it goes without saying, the medical team at Memorial Sloan Kettering, Dr. Park, my surgeon, and I'll get into that in a second, and his team, Dr. Ping Gu, my oncologist, and his incredible team, including the nurses who took care of me during my first 4 treatments of chemo. And, you know, it's so funny. Before this happened, you know, you hear the word chemo, you don't think too much about it. But unless you've gone through it, and now I have a tremendous respect for each and every cancer patient who's had to endure chemo treatments because it's not fun.
No.
Let's face it, they're pumping poison through your body to kill the bad cancer cells, but at the same time, it attacks some of the good cells in your body. And there were a couple of instances when I was undergoing treatment where I had reactions. One was a little bit scary, but the nurses were Johnny on the spot. They got me through it. And now I'm about 3 weeks past the last of the 4 first treatments that I've undergone.
Yep.
I'm looking at surgery at the end of January. That's going to be major.
Yeah, January will be a big month.
Yeah, that's going to be a big month. There'll be about a 4-week recuperation period after the surgery, and then I'll start my last 4 rounds of chemo. So I'm really looking forward to around the end of April when I get to ring the damn bell.
I'm excited for that, too.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yep. You know what? We're going to plaster it on your bedroom wall.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. But I, it's so funny. I feel great. So far, all indications are every test that I've undergone, PET scans, CAT scans, indicate that the chemo has done its job. I'm going to quote a couple of numbers. Now, they're not the size of the tumor, and I know we're getting into the weeds a little bit, and I know this is not true for every cancer patient. I can only hope that it would be. But apparently, on a scale that the doctors use, but pre-treatment, the tumor was a 25. Post-treatment, at least after the first 4 rounds of chemo, it's now down to a 3, which is extremely encouraging.
3 as in like milli?
No, it's not the size. Well, I was told it's not the actual size of the tumor. It's some type of scale they use to grade the tumor.
Gotcha.
But it's a very, 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 very good sign. I have 0 pain, absolutely none. I've told people I've had colds where I feel worse. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just the bad thing, obviously, is all of the side effects, which suck. But
there are some side effects, that you
Yeah.
never hear about. There's something called, and unless you are going through this, you have no idea what it's like. It's called first bite syndrome. And that is for the first couple of days after chemo treatments, when I would take a first bite of something, there would be an excruciating pain in my jaw. That's the only way I can describe it. That would last for a few seconds. But man, like I said, I wasn't expecting it. Also, I had a terrible metallic taste for a couple of weeks following chemo, to the point where everything I put in my mouth tastes like crap, and I'm cleaning this up. It really did.
Garbage.
There were some times I didn't even want to join you and Mom at the dinner table because I just didn't feel like eating, even the mention of food. But now the taste buds have rebounded. I'm enjoying food. I'm enjoying the times we get to sit down to eat with each other and share a meal. And I'm looking forward.
And luckily, during this entire time, we were able to celebrate your birthday.
Yeah. So like I said at the top, as ominous as it sounds, it could be a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah.
And for all of my fellow cancer patients, believe me, I feel your pain. I'm with you. I'd like to think you're with me. And I'm going to be fine. That's the way I'm absolutely looking at this. I'm going to be fine. This is a bump in, life's road, and I'm going to come out the other end being absolutely fine. And I can't wait for the doctors to declare you're cancer free, because I really, really, honestly believe that's the outcome for me.
Yep.
And I wish the same for everybody undergoing a similar situation.
Treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I have a question to ask
Sure.
you. When that day comes, and it's not an if, it's a when.
Right.
What do you want, like, your first goodie meal to be? Or where, maybe not that, because we've talked about that. And also, you can sort of have that a little bit now. So where would you like to go?
As a celebratory...
Travel to take a little bit of time to relax, zen out?
I thought about that.
Yeah. Because we will be doing that.
I'm intrigued by, and we've never done this before,
Okay.
taking a train from Banff, Lake Louise, in Canada
Yep.
to Vancouver and passing through the Canadian Rockies. Just I don't know why. Either that
Yeah.
or a European riverboat cruise. One of the two.
Have fun. You
Yeah.
have fun
no,
on that.
No, but
you have fun.
No, the train. Don't ask me why.
No, I love a good train ride.
Yeah,
there's something quite peaceful about a train
Yeah.
ride for sure, and especially when you have beautiful surroundings to
Yeah.
look at. Like you know what? I don't know. A train ride is different than a bus ride. Is different
Yeah.
than a car ride. Like it's just a different feeling.
Yeah, I've thought about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think I would like to do.
Well, and it was something we were planning to potentially do
Right.
before all of this happened, is like go to Seattle and then go up into Canada. And so that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I
So that's
concur.
that's it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
Yep.
Sounds good. Well, now that we're at the end of 2025, another year has passed. We didn't talk about this, but I want to ask you like what your favorite cultural or pop culture moment of the year has been. I know you
Wow.
haven't had time to think about it because I'm just springing this on you, but I can go first if you
Okay.
want me to.
Yeah, you go.
Okay. So I think it's pretty obvious. It's my parents getting engaged. Taylor and Travis.
Oh, those parents. The gym teacher and
The English teacher.
and the English teacher.
Yes.
Okay.
It was probably one of the best days of my life.
Okay.
I was actually working at the US Open when it happened, and I was on the job, and I was with my friend Riley, and I was getting blasted with texts from my friends back at home, and I wanted to scream it from the rooftop. That day I felt like I got engaged because I was getting so many texts from my friends congratulating me, and I've never been happier. I'm so excited to see this next chapter of her life, and also with the whole documentary just coming out. I know she has closed the book on the Eras tour, so we as a collective group of fans have also sadly closed the door on the Eras tour, and I don't think I've ever been welled up with tears so much from watching a documentary, but I'm very excited for her to experience this new chapter in life. And I'm, obviously I'm nosy, so I'm excited to see all the wedding pictures and everything that comes with wedding planning and experiencing this virtually through her eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can we include sports?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Pop culture.
I think without question for me, it was the World Series. Now, I'm a San Francisco Giants fan. I think we've chronicled that over the last few years.
Yep.
So obviously I loathe the Los Angeles Dodgers, right? But without a doubt, up until this year, I thought the best World Series I had ever seen was the 1975 series between the Red Sox and the Reds. But I think this topped this.
It was wild.
For sheer entertainment value, that Game 7 was amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
And hard to watch.
Yeah. Well.
Well, personally,
As a
because
Yankees fan,
as a
because
Yankees
of-
fan,
yeah.
I was not rooting for the Dodgers. And for the foreseeable future, I will not be rooting for the Dodgers.
But But the Blue Jays and Dodgers put on a show.
They really did.
It was a show.
They really did.
And it was very, very enjoyable. And, at that point, I'd gotten my diagnosis, and that was good medicine for me. Mm-hmm. It was a great distraction. I was looking for anything that could possibly distract me.
Yep.
And that did.
Yep.
And so I want to thank both those ball clubs for helping me get through
Thank you.
this.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. What was I going to say? Oh, but it's been a pretty crazy off season. I mean, a lot of trades have been going on, and I mean, I'm devastated because we lost one of my favorite pitchers on the Yankees, Luke Weaver.
Okay.
I'm so
Lukey.
I'm so sad. He's just a great personality on social media, and I'm gonna miss him.
Yeah, and
very,
the
very
Yankees
much.
haven't made any major free agent signings, not as of we're recording this,
The Mets have.
The Mets have lost the core of their team.
Yeah. Shall be interesting.
Yeah, and I know you've got a good friend who's a big time Mets fan. And
Well, we've collectively got a bunch of friends who are Mets fans.
That's right. That's right. So I feel them. I feel their pain. The Giants haven't done anything super major. I'm hoping they will, so they can be somewhat competitive next season. You know, it's funny.
I'm waiting.
Speaking of the Yankees and the Giants, they open up next season in San Francisco playing one another.
So, potential trip.
That's not going to happen because I think I'll be in the throes of the second round of chemo at that point.
Well,
so that we won't be able to go out there for that.
Maybe they'll come here.
But
potentially.
I'm not sure if that's
maybe
happening.
They play the Mets. Would they play the Mets?
Well, the Giants would definitely play the Mets.
Okay, so unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we can go to a Mets Giants game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, something that's very, very sad is the Chiefs announce, they're out of the playoffs, which is obviously very upsetting, especially because this might be Travis's final year as a Chief. We don't officially know as we're recording this podcast, and I don't know, when I'm newer to the football scene, so question for you and what you've seen.
I don't know. I don't know if he would. Go ahead.
I don't think. Well, you might know what I'm going to ask, but in the past, when a team goes out before the playoffs, and does a player who's potentially on the cusp of retiring, do they announce it after the entire season is over, after the Super Bowl, or do they wait until their specific season?
I think he might announce. First of all, I think he will retire. I really do. I think he could announce it following the end of the regular season, which would be in about a week or so.
Yeah.
Or he might wait till after the Super. I don't think there'd be a need for him to wait until after the Super Bowl.
It would be pretty big news.
Yeah.
Obviously.
A couple of factors. One, the Chiefs, didn't play well, obviously, this year. They lost the Super Bowl last year. Mahomes now is injured. Who knows how he'll be when he comes back.
Their backup.
The backup quarterback, Gardner Minshew, he got injured. They're now down to the third string.
Yeah, but obviously he'll be back for next season.
Well, you'd like to think so. But, question, will Mahomes be as mobile as he's been in the past now with this knee injury? A lot of question marks. Look. If Travis decides to hang him up, he's had a Hall of Fame career. He's going to go into Canton. No, there's no question about it. That will happen in about 5 years from now.
Yep.
He should have no regrets. And he's got a great life to look forward to as the husband to Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah. Don't I know
it? Already I'm predicting. You asked about the big cultural event of 25.
Yeah.
That, without a doubt,
will be
the event of 26.
100%.
Assuming that happens, and I think all signs.
The Royal Wedding of America.
That's right. All signs indicate that it will happen next summer.
Yeah.
At Taylor's mansion in Watch Hill in Rhode Island. Yeah.
Yep.
You think we'll be invited?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I mean, she did say she was inviting anyone.
Yeah. Well, it's funny on the Chiefs game the other night. Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit, they were speculating as to
who was getting invited.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so
who's not getting invited.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when she was going on her press tour for her most recent album, I mean, she said on one of the radio shows, I'm basically not capping a limit on who I'm inviting. Anyone who I've had somewhat of a relationship with, they're getting an invite. And look, when you send out a bunch of invites, you're gonna get some no's, but who's turning down a no from Taylor and Travis?
Yeah.
You'd be sick in the head, sick to not go to the wedding.
Okay, we'll take a little left-hand turn here. Let's get away from that.
Oh wait, sorry. As we were going on this little tangent, obviously the Chiefs are going to be moving stadiums.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen for another 5 years.
I know, but I need to go to Arrowhead.
Okay, we'll go to Arrowhead.
And 1587 Prime, obviously.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sticking somewhat with sports, I know you've been watching this series called Heated Rivalry.
Oh my God, thanks, Dad.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, let's go into our obsessions.
Okay.
Because
I've got mine.
This obsession is running so deep right now. I think it's an illness. And I think I need to talk about it with my therapist in a week because I have never been struck by a show like this in a very long time. I think I was hit by this with The Summer I Turned Pretty, but the way that this show has taken over my life, I know a lot of people's lives by storm, has been insane. It's become this huge cultural moment. And as of today, like one of the lead actors just hit 1 million followers, Connor Story, who plays Ilya on the show. And I saw someone post, like, before the show even started, he had around 3,000 followers and he just hit 1 million today. Like, that is insane. I feel like I haven't seen something like that in a very long time where two actors' growths over such a short period of time have skyrocketed and they're now in like the cultural zeitgeist of 2025. And obviously we're getting a second season, so there's more to come in this universe. But the acting was incredible, the show was incredible, the cinematography was incredible. Props to both actors and all the actors on the show. It's incredible. And yes, you can say what you want, it's a gay sex show, but it goes so much deeper than that. And that's how I kind of initially pitched it to you, because right off the bat, that's kind of what you get. But as you go, the show is basically, you can compare it to an onion. There's so many layers to the show. And as you keep watching, it becomes less and less about the sex and more about like the emotional relationship and interpersonal relationships and at-home relationships. And yeah, it's just incredible. And like I've rewatched it so many times now, and I'm like, episode 5 and 6 are perfect episodes of television. Like usually in a lot of episodes, like there's some parts where I'm like skip, but no, every single scene, I've never been so hooked to the screen where I'm not even like reaching for my phone. Wow. Like it's been a very long time since
speaks volumes.
A show has pulled me in like that.
Wow.
And through this Heated Rivalry journey, I have to shout out another podcast, like fellow podcasters. There's this podcast, and many Heated Rivalry fans have discovered it. It's called Empty Netters, and it's hosted by these two brothers, Dan and I almost said Chad Powers because of the TV show, Dan and Chris Powers, and they had like a career in the NHL or some of the leagues in the NHL, and their producer Sean, and they've been doing recaps of the show, and I've never laughed so hard in my life at like grown men recapping this hockey show. And yeah, I'm a follower now, and I'm a fan. So shout out to the Empty Netters podcast. You've truly hooked me in, and yeah, I'm excited to just continue on this journey of Heated Rivalry, and I recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it yet.
All right, my obsession is going to come as no surprise to you. Is food, and there are a couple of things.
When is it not food?
No, but
so it's
now,
it's a good way to end the podcast on it being food.
Only because, as I said, the chemo did a number on my taste buds, and they're following treatment. It would be a good 2 weeks where I could really say that I enjoyed something. And during that period, there were a couple of things that I eyeballed. One that I caught on Instagram that I definitely want to go to, and I think I'm going to try and do it early next week. I just got to satisfy this craving. There's a local sandwich shop.
I need to try it too.
Yeah, there's a local sandwich shop in Verona, New Jersey. I'm going to give a little shout out. It's called Stacy's Sandwich Joint.
Where is it?
It's on Bloomfield Avenue.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure where, but we'll find it.
Yeah.
It's probably
Bloomfield Avenue is a big avenue.
Yeah, no more than 5 minutes from our house.
Yeah.
They have apparently this sandwich called the chicken cutlet Caesar sandwich. So it's like a chicken cutlet Caesar salad on this incredible bread that they make. And that's one. The other thing that I've been looking forward to, and I think it will come to realization, a reality. Hello, I can't even talk anymore. Next Friday, we're going to celebrate your job
Oh.
by going out to a nice brunch in New
Yep.
York City.
Yep.
And already I've eyeballed the burger. I have been looking forward to biting into a big, juicy burger for the last month.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to save it till next Friday
Yep.
when we go there.
Yep.
This place called, can we mention it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Little
it's called
Ruby's.
Little Ruby's.
It's
Called Little Ruby's
very
in
good.
Manhattan.
It's like Australian cuisine.
Yeah.
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 Which, is pretty like not serendipitous. What's the word? Like not ironic. Like it just makes sense because the first part of the tennis tour is in Australia.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So what's the word for that?
Coincidental?
Not really, because we picked the place.
Okay. Serendipitous. I think that'll work.
Sure.
I like
yeah,
it.
because we're gonna get some Aussie cuisine.
Yep.
I'm gonna get some halloumi. Oh my god, I
Okay.
love halloumi.
Yeah.
And the first part of the tennis tour takes place in Australia. So made sense.
Yeah, so those are my two cravings. The chicken Caesar salad sandwich at Stacy's sandwich joint in Verona, New Jersey.
Yep.
And the burger, I forget what they call the burger there, but the burger at Little Ruby's.
Yep. And you've never been to Little Ruby's, right?
No,
I've never
never.
taken you there?
No, never.
Okay, yeah. It's very good.
The other thing I want to mention before we go, and I think this is important, I'd mentioned the support that I've received from family, friends, the medical team. Going to give a little shout out to a local gym that I've been going to for more than the last year. It's called
Feels longer than that.
No, it's about a year and a, maybe close to a year and a half now. It's called Brain and Body Method in Upper Montclair, New Jersey. I want to thank the owners, Mark and Lexi, for their incredible generosity. And if they're listening, they know exactly what I'm referring to. I can't begin to thank you enough. And I firmly believe that has gone a long way in terms of my ability to fight this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I will be forever grateful for doing what you're doing. And I just want you guys to know that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that has happened in 2025 that we want to touch on?
I think we've touched on
It's been a crazy year.
Yeah.
Well, crazy end of year,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
It's been a wild ride. Obviously, as we've mentioned at the beginning, this is our final episode for now.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to seal the lid on it because who the hell knows where life
Right.
is going to take us. I mean, Hey,
look, Tom Brady came out of retirement, right?
hey,
We can too.
We can too.
Yeah.
It doesn't just go for celebrities.
Right, exactly.
It can go for us normies. So it's been quite the ride. We've had so much fun. But yeah, life has just been super busy. And obviously, both of us don't know what's going to happen in the beginning of 2026 for both of us. We're both going to have some really...
I'd like to think both positive things.
Yes.
They will be positive.
2026 will be our year.
Yep.
So yeah, we're going to manifest a good year, happy, healthy year in 2026. And yeah, put 2025 behind us. And yeah, I don't have to look for a job anymore. And I don't have to touch a resume for a very long time.
Hallelujah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to is, it's crazy. I was like going last night onto Teamwork Online, which is a like job search site for jobs specifically in the sports industry. And I was like, wow, I don't have to do this anymore. As of right now, it's so lovely. It's so nice. So yeah, just looking forward to a lot of things in the new year and all positive. We're going to come out the other side of this very positively.
Yep.
And we're so grateful to everyone who has been on this journey with us, who maybe came through from when we were doing the bachelor degree and stuck with us into our rebrand and have stuck with us through now. We know there's not a lot of you, but the small amount.
For those of you who have listened and watched us on
grateful.
YouTube, we are extremely grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really motivated us to keep this thing going.
Yeah.
So I think, Jill, we'll wrap this up by saying we're going to wish everybody
you gotta say your famous line to close out the episode.
Going to put a bow on the baby?
Yep.
Okay, let's put a bow on this baby.
Sounds good.
By saying that we're wishing everybody out
Yep.
there
Yep.
a 26 filled with joy, happiness, and may all your dreams be fulfilled.
Amen to that.
Okay.
And on that note, we will see you next time.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye-bye.